Hello! My name is Callista and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, we returned to the land of dreams to Prester John, Phrobian, Socrates and Beatrice, and we are regaling them with the murder of Lorenzen, who we suspect for the crime. Are there any others you suspect? Prior Ferenc feared the Baron would report his occult interest to Inquisitors. How so? Prior Ferenc and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the Prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Kiersau. Yes, a ritual to cure his dodgy dick. When Ferenc refused, the Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I found written evidence, a letter from Ferenc to the Baron in which he discusses all of these matters. It is a dangerous thing, a monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul, he could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed, all for a little curiosity. Better to stay stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. We're well aware. Is curiosity such an awful thing? The lust for knowledge can be as dangerous as any other desire. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, you start off just like, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? And then before you know it, you're murdering children to turn lead into gold. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope depending on how strong your desire is. The lust for knowledge can be as dangerous as any other desire. True. Perhaps Prior Ferenc believed his faith could defend him against the temptations of such knowledge. Even so, simply seeking out, acquiring and reading those books would open him to the suspicion from the Inquisition. Prior Ferenc feared loss of his status, his life, and even God's grace. Men have killed for less. How might the Prior have accomplished the deed? I am not certain. I haven't found anything that I think he could have used as a weapon. It will be a challenge to convince the Archdeacon that a Prior committed a murder this foul. Personally, I don't think he did. I don't think Matilda did it. Why would she just leave evidence out in the open? If Ferenc were to do it, I think he'd be more likely to, cast some kind of spell or ritual, in which case he hasn't done anything. I don't believe in magic. If he does some kind of ooh, I curse the Baron, he will lose his life, that's just a coincidence. That's just a coincidence. I don't think Ferenc did it. It will be a challenge to convince the Archdeacon that a Prior committed a murder this foul. If you mean to suggest that Ferenc is a suspect, you must find a weapon to convince the Archdeacon. Are there any others you suspect? I found no other suspects. What do you mean? We've been investigating Lucky. What do you mean? You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. I pray to God we have granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know. But you need not tell him everything. I think I understand. What do you mean? That would be immoral. No, Here's the thing, we found evidence of Matilda's guilt. I don't think she actually did it. Why would I bring that up? Why would I bring up things to implicate people that I think are innocent? I think I understand. There is a place for a noble lie. This is not one of them. Now, I disagree, Socrates. I'm with Beatrice. Why? The Baron is dead. All of the people with a motive to kill him suffered, either directly or indirectly from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right, no point throwing everyone waist deep into shit. I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Andreas. Little time remains before you must stand before the Archdeacon. Use it wisely. I must. I will do my best. I have faith in Providence. I will do my best. Until we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. There we go, the final day. Time to get back to work. Okay, now, here's my question. Also, hello. Andrew. Yes, indeed, Ursula. How are you two doing? Yes! The spinning bee is still on. Excellent, excellent. I hope we see you at the spinning bee, Andreas. Oh, you will. You will. I want to do that straight away. I want to do that straight away. Hey, Andreas. Andreas. And Ilpeter. God bless you. Oh, God bless you too, Ilpeter. It was... Who do we have to speak to? Who do we have to speak to get the spinning bee started? Hello. Hello, Hans. Hetty? I better see that skinny bottom of yours at the bee, Andres. Okay, but how do we start it? How do you start? I'll see you at the spinning bee, Andreas. Johann? Andreas was just wondering when you'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come by to watch them spin. Excellent. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. So I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. I mean, what else do we have to do? What else do we have to do? We've investigated Matilda. I don't think she did it. We could go grave digging with Otto. But again, I don't think that Ferenc did it. I think he probably cast a spell on the Baron. In which case he did nothing at all. Attilia, I don't think she did it. She's too old. That just leaves Lucky. Lucky and Agnes won't tell us about the graves. So I think we've exhausted that. I think the only thing we can do is gather gossip. I'm happy to spare a few hours. Hetty'll be glad to hear it. She's got a fondness for you, heaven knows why. Now, I can't let you inside among the unmarried girls, being unmarried yourself. But you're welcome to watch through one of the windows. Very sensible. You wouldn't want me stealing all their hearts, after all. You don't need to worry about me, I understand. And literally, he was being very, very prudish. I don't think... Andreas, I think he's willing to have a flirt with the ladies. I think Andreas is smart enough to know, okay, this guy is very concerned with propriety and, the honour of the unmarried young ladies. This is foolish. Saying this to him is foolish. You don't need to worry about me. Good. Nothing matters more for a young woman than her reputation, and Eva and Veronica won't be getting a poor one on my watch. And that idiot never did see trouble. He didn't want to jump in feet first. Okay, I think they're talking about Martin. There was mention of Martin maybe going to Innsbruck. You don't think he's gone to Innsbruck? Who are we talking about? Keep listening. I think it's Martin. I think they're talking about Martin. Lord, no. Innsbruck's got to be small time to the little shit now. You think he has something more exciting in mind? Hello, Ursula. Hello. Oh, they have a kitten. They have a kitten. Ursula, play with the kitten. That'd be cute. You think he has something more exciting in mind? Oh, yeah. They have to be talking about Martin because Kat's defending him. Kat's like, oh, perhaps this person intends to explore. Yeah, it's Martin. Martin's Kat's son. It's a big world. Perhaps he intends to explore it. Or escape. That nobleman was just murdered up at the Abbey. Yeah. Martin picked an awfully convenient time to run off. Oh, Lord. Andreas was friends with the nobleman. Do you think Martin could have, you know... What motivation could Martin have possibly had? I'm not ruling anyone out just yet. I don't think this is appropriate for me to discuss. Oh, no, we're getting in on the gossip. I don't think Martin did it. I think that Martin is innocent, unfortunately. What motivation could Martin have possibly had? It's not our place to say. Martin has a nasty little habit. He's gotten better. Once a thief, always a thief, I say. I saw Martin running away from the Abbey the morning Lorenz was killed. I don't think this is appropriate for me to discuss. Now, again, gossip. We need to get involved in the gossip and then they will give us their gossip. I saw Martin running away from the Abbey the morning Lorenz was killed. Martin might be a thief, but I don't think he's a murderer. He's a coward at heart. You think it takes a brave man to commit a murder? Not a brave man, but a bold one. And Martin is not that. He's your problem, Kat. What do you think? Could he have killed that man? Well, of course she's going to say no. Oh, she doesn't say. She suspects. Deep down, she suspects. I think you're right, Kat. I don't think he did it. Mom! This is a matter best left to the proper authorities, not a spinning bee. Imagine being tried by a gaggle of peasant women. Yeah, that is unkind. That is unkind. What makes these women unfit to judge someone's crimes? They have common sense. They have real-world experience. That's unkind, Johann. It's the truth, isn't it? Doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. I get this is medieval times. Of course he's going to think, oh, they're ladies. They don't have brains in their heads. But again, they have real-life experience. I think they'd be fit. She's right, Johann. You're being unfair. Say nothing. She's right, Johann. You're being unfair. Remind me, Andreas, whose home are we in? Oh, lay off him, Johann. Jesus. Andreas, if you're just going to stand around, how about I put you to work? If you're going to gossip with the girls, you might as well spin with them too. Okay. How does this work? Draft wool from the distaff and twist it tight. Then spin the tight yarn onto the spindle. Once there is enough yarn on the spindle, collect it at the bottom and begin again. Draft, twist, spin, collect, repeat. You'll figure it out. Okay. I mean, it's showing us by lighting up what we have to do. I've got it. Okay, that's not so difficult. Oh, the kitten's up. Do you know, I took Ursula to play with Gret's daughter the other day. And there was a strange man in the bakery. Was he polite to you? I can't believe Ulrich would stand for anything less. He was very reserved, dark skin, quite tall, and wearing a tunic. Oh, they're talking about sabbats. At least, I'm pretty sure sabbats. Oh no, to be fair, there is the Romany gentleman out by the oh god, the smokers. My first thought was Sabbat because again, Gret wanted to get to know Sabbat better, but could be either one of them. To be fair. He was very reserved, dark skin, quite tall, and wearing a tunic. He liked the rye bread, I remember. Who is this man? Why am I just now hearing about this? Okay, it's Sabbat. It's Sabbat. I believe he is staying at the Abbey. That must be Brother Sabbat. Brigitte and I saw him walking up there after visiting the shops. He seemed lost. Where is he from? Does he speak German? Christ, I hate being the last to know. And bap, bap, bap. 3. Yeah, it seems to be 3. 2, 3, and down we go. You know, I saw Big George talking to that nun again. Oh, who is this nun? Which nun? We know that Big George has a thing for a nun, but which one? The young one. There are a few young ones. You need to be more specific. Who can blame him? God damn it, Johann. He knows she's trouble. I told him to stay away. Oh, are they talking about Denna? She's the only one that I can think, oh yeah, she'd be trouble. I mean, she's... we got into a little bit of trouble with her earlier. I can't think of any young nuns that would be trouble. I think they have to be talking about Denna. He knows she's trouble. I told him to stay away. She's very pretty, isn't she? In a mean way. Pretty, perhaps, but a nun all the same. He knows better. When has that ever stopped Big George from doing anything? We have plenty of pretty girls here in town. My Veronica's not half bad. Mum! Let's not give Andreas any ideas, eh? And bap, bap, bap. 2, 3. 2, 3, and down. Brigitte's been spending a lot of time at her mother's house lately. Agnes is glad to have her home, and Lucky's always treated her like a daughter. I thought she was their daughter. Her dad's always treated her like he's her dad. That sentence makes no... Is she a child from... Maybe Agnes had a previous marriage? Maybe Agnes had a child out of wedlock or an affair? That feels like a very strange line if Brigitte is Lucky's daughter. He's treated his daughter like his daughter. That doesn't... Ooh. Agnes is glad to have her home and Lucky's always treated her like a daughter, but I can tell they're concerned. Are Brigitte and Martin having trouble, Veronica? That's one word for it. Brigitte does what she can, but nothing pleases Martin. He won't lift a finger for her or Wolf. He's such an arsehole. I'm sorry, it's not a man's business to take care of his wife and child. Again, medieval times. Medieval times, men are expected to take care of the fields, women are expected to take care of the kids. Sir. Well, that's not his business, is it? Woman's work and all that. You ever seen him doing much men's work, huh? Oh, Dad, okay. You ever seen him doing much men's work, Dad? Can't say I've ever seen him do much work at all. Perhaps Lucky can talk some sense into Martin. He's always been a devoted husband and father. Lucky Steinauer is the model of what a man should be. And again, this is coming from Martin's man. This is coming from Martin's man. I think on some level she does acknowledge, yo, my son is a shitty husband and father. I have raised a very incompetent young man. But again, that's his man. That's her boy. She loves him. Lucky Steinauer is the model of what a man should be. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You know, Andreas, if you ever want to give up art, you could become someone who spins wool. Oh, hello, Otto. Is everyone behaving themselves in here? Oh, it's you. Afternoon, Otto. Come to see anyone special? Hello, Otto. It's good to see you. I heard laughing from the road and knew you all had to be up to no good in here. And look, there's Andreas. Have you been minding your manners? Old Johann here's a stickler for propriety. Hand to God, Master Zimmerman, not once in my life. I fear I've been yoked to the wheel of propriety my entire life. I've mostly been listening, actually. Let's not be cheeky around Johann. I've mostly been listening, actually. I think these women know just about everything that happens in Tassing. My Hetty's got little birdies up in every eave. Are you calling me a gossip? Are you pretending not to be one? Ugh. Ah, family life. Laugh along, say nothing. Ah, family life. Maybe you learn a little bit about honest work and you could get one for yourself. We all know you work hard in the fields, Johann. No need to boast. Oh, Ursula's fallen asleep. Bless her. He works hard in other places too, Hetty. Mum! You've been in town a few months, Andreas. Got any burning questions you've been meaning to ask? I'm out Kearsouth Abbey about Tassing. I don't care about the Abbey. I want local gossip. About Tassing. I found a grave in the forest that read 2 innocents. Who's buried there? Do you see much of the monks and nuns in town? The anchoress in the church. Do you know much about her? How have you been weathering the storm? I'm not gonna lie. I want to know more about the anchoress. She intrigues me. But this, please, I swear, if this is a persuasion check, I don't think I've passed a single one. I don't think actually, I might have passed one. To get the pin. To get the pin to prove that we had befriended the Baron. So we've passed one, but I failed all the others. Please, I couldn't persuade Agnes and Lucky. Please, ladies, come on. I found a grave in the forest that read 2 innocents. Who's buried there? It's a very sad story. One that's not entirely appropriate to discuss. Even here, oh, come on, Clara. Oh, just tell him, he knows enough. He should know the truth about his friend, the Baron, anyway. Yes, I'd like to know. We weren't really friends, say nothing. I mean, technically speaking, we did befriend him. He gave us a pin. You know, his wife was saying, like, oh, you must have really impressed him. Let's not kind of distract with, oh, well, we weren't really friends. Just, please, please. Yes, I'd like to know. The grave belongs to Lucky and Agnes's first daughter. I would assume that would be Bet. No, it's probably like Beatrice, Beat. Or Beata? I'm gonna go with B, because I think this is a variant of Beatrice. No, Bea would fit better. The grave belongs to Lucky and Agnes's first daughter, Bea, and her unborn child. She took her own life. Why are they buried out in the middle of the forest? Yeah, she couldn't have a consecrated grave. She took her own life. It's not quite that simple. She had an affair with the Baron and fell pregnant. That man promised her the moon and the stars. When her pregnancy was discovered, the Baron abandoned her. The heartless bastard. It's her fault, isn't it? She should have known better. How old was she? I mean, if she were a young woman and this rich man is telling her, oh, you know, I'm so rich, I'm going to give you the moon on a string, I'm going to give you all the stars in the sky, just come into my bed. She gets all wrapped up in that and then suddenly like, oh, good news, I'm pregnant. Oh, fuck off. I'm not having anything to do with your sprog. I'm out of here. I think this is a bit harsh. I think this is a bit harsh. If she genuinely believed, oh, he'll marry me. He'll marry me. Or he'll leave his wife for me. Or he'll at least see I'm provided for. If he had told her all of this nonsense and she believed it, I think Hetty is being rather harsh. It's her fault, isn't it? She should have known better. What is wrong with you? Veronica Bowron. Girls, you're causing a scene. Bea asked her mother for help with restoring her cycle. She refused. She asked her to abort. Restoring her cycle. She was asking to help her end the pregnancy. Okay. Agnes and Lucky told her they would find someone for her to marry, that everything would be alright. We don't know if Bea was scared or, well, she took matters into her own hands. It ended with her death. Okay, so she tried to end her pregnancy herself and... Okay. It's quite easy to miscalculate the dose of an... Okay, one second. Abortifacient. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly. An error can be fatal. I saw Lucky praying beside a grave. Well, yeah, of course he's going to pray. His daughter inadvertently took her own life whilst trying to give herself an abortion. Of course he's going to pray beside her grave. It's quite easy to miscalculate the dose of an abortifacient. An error can be fatal. An abor what? Medicine, Dad. Agnes's medicine. If you say so. I saw Lucky praying beside her grave. Lucky and Agnes both took it badly. Agnes blamed herself. Lucky blamed the Baron. It's not hard to understand why. Bea was just a girl. The Baron took advantage of her, so she was young. She was young. She didn't know any better, Hetty. She wasn't world-weary. She was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and some creep took advantage. That would explain why Lucky and Lorenz argued when Lorenz returned to Tassing. Sure. I can see the wheels turning in your head, Andreas. You should leave well enough alone. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. If it's Lucky or Piero... I'm sorry, Piero is an actual innocent in all of this. He had nothing to do with Lorenz. He had nothing to do with anything that Lorenz did. He had nothing to do with Lorenz's murder. I'm sorry, I can't leave well enough alone. Agreed, I don't like where this conversation is going. Come on, Andreas, surely you've got better questions than that. I don't care about the Abbey. About Tassing. Oh, yes, please, I want gossip on the anchoress. I want gossip on her. The anchoress in the church. Do you know much about her? Oh, Sister Emily, can we get... There we go, that's a good picture of her. Okay. Okay. Oh, Sister Emily. You know her, Veronica. We're not dear friends or anything, but sometimes she has these fits, you know. And if Father Thomas isn't there and I have time, I'll wait with her until he arrives. Since when? I didn't know anything about this. And here I thought you just adored the church building. You're so funny, Veronica. Don't make it sound weird. She's nice and someone should be there when she's in pain, that's all. Is Veronica a lesbian? And she has a crush on Sister Emily, is that what they're getting at, that she's into ladies? Maybe I'm reading something there, I don't know. She's nice and someone should be there when she's in pain, that's all. Father Thomas told me she receives visions from God. She has been blessed by the Lord. I wonder if she may have arthritis. The joints swell and it becomes painful to move. Father Thomas suggested her body was in a great deal of physical pain in addition to her spiritual pain. My grandmother was similarly afflicted. It was terrible for her. God rest her soul. I prefer my blessings to come in the form of golden. She's been in Tassing for near on a decade, hasn't she? Since I was a girl, certainly. We've grown up with her in a way. The woman in the maze. It's like something from a tale of knights and monsters. She's trapped in a box. I don't think there's anything romantic about that. Aren't you a little know-it-all? I didn't realise you were an expert. I don't know about you girls, but I'm sick of this wool. I'm sure we've all got other chores to get to. I'm glad to have that over with. Now I don't have to think about wool for a whole year. Oh, I was having such a nice time. I certainly learned a lot. Care for an escort home, Eva? I'd like that, yes. I expect everyone will be on their best behaviour going home. They always are. Johann, please. Andreas, will I see you home for supper? Not tonight, I'm afraid. Perhaps. I'm not sure what my plans are this evening. Yeah, I don't know how long the thing is going to take. Perhaps. I'm not sure what my plans are this evening. This was very illuminating. Thank you all for letting me join you. Thank you for the invitation, everyone. Oh, yeah, we got the good shit. We got the good gossip. This was very illuminating. Thank you all for letting me join you. Thanks for coming by, Andreas. Come back anytime. Unless you come on Abbey business. Don't threaten him with a good time, Johann. Two hours remain. I should find someone to eat with only 2 hours. Oh, Lord. Okay, and on that note, I am going to bring this episode to a close right here. I think in the next one we're going to get to the trial, but until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.